What's in the bag, John? I'll tell you what it is. A bunch of nuts. And so today I'm gonna make baklava. Baklava. Traditionally Turkish. Greeks took it, and I'm gonna do it now too. Don't worry about it. So in here, I've got some pistache, some walnuts, cardamom, cinnamon, and a little bit of sugar. The issue here is that, well, I didn't measure anything out. Also, my pistachios did not chop as fine as the walnuts. So if you feel like you want to do this at home, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to split the pistachios, chop those up, and the walnuts separately, because now I have a fine powder of walnuts, which, yeah, it's still going to taste great. It's still going to bake and be covered in sugar. So at the end of the day, it's not a terrible thing, but it's definitely something that you want to look at, because look, I've got whole pistachios and walnut powder. So I didn't have any Ziploc bags. I did this in a grocery bag and then threw it in here where it's kind of grossly catching grease. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on making the syrup. So I did make this not too long ago, and I did about 3/4 cups of sugar, a cup of water, and then almost a full cup of honey. I did not personally like the honey taste. I think if you were to get honey that was like fresh, raw, pure honey, it would give that like real yummy taste, but store-bought honey is just, it gets that weird little, that's all I can relate it to, is that So I'm going to take it back a notch on the honey, and you basically just dissolve it until it, becomes dissolved, and then we're going to let it cool down, and I've got to obviously let my phyllo dough thaw out, and then I will show you the construction. But I'm very thoroughly happy with this guy because A, I've done it before, and it tasted pretty decent, and B, it's not freaking pretty unless you're a pastry chef, which we've established that I'm not. But hey, it still tastes pretty damn good. So I'm going to show you how to do the syrup my way, and then, yeah. So I'm here right now mixing some sugar and water together, and then once that's fully combined, I'm going to add the honey. So this was kind of one of the things I was talking about. You don't really need to worry about exact measurements with making sugar syrups. You just want to make sure that your sugar to water is the same, because if you add too much water to your sugar, you're going to have sugar water, and then if the aliens come to invade, then at least you have something to give them. Otherwise, you're going to want to make it so that it's a little bit thicker, because in the long run, you're pouring this over a hot baked pastry that you just spent a really long time painting butter onto. So you want that it's thick enough. And I can't show you now, but I will show you that, okay? So I'm just going to keep working on this bad boy and make sure he's combined. And then I'm also baking potatoes at the same time, so I can't like lean on the oven, otherwise I'd be like, it's hot. It's a hot guy. Okay, so yeah, waiting for this to combine, adding a 1/2 cup of honey, letting it do its thing, and then add a little bit of vanilla for good measure. Let this cool down after 20 minutes of simmering, and then we will get to the baking of the pastry. After we put it together, we can't just put the pastry in by itself. Come on, Anna. All right. All right, it's been 50 minutes in the oven. We're about to pull out the baklava. Trey, would you do me the honors of opening the oven door?
Okay, that looks weird.
Looks beautiful. What are you talking about? Exactly.
It's really puffy.
Oh man. Oh, Mama Jam. All right. Excuse me. So here we are. We've got our nice, crispy, actually pretty freaking beautiful baklava that just came out. It's hot.
I know. I'm just feeling the smoke.
So what we gonna do? So we're gonna take this out of the oven.
Oh, that has a lot of layers.
You betcha.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
All right,
13.
you want it ready for the most exciting part?
There's 13 layers.
So we're gonna take this syrup that's been cooled
Wow.
and pour it over the hot baklava.
It looks like tea. Ah. What is that sound?
It's because it's so hot.
And this is like freezing?
It's not freezing, but it's definitely cooled down. Oh man.
It sounds weird. It's like... Baklava.
And there you have it.
There you have it, folks. It's clean, fresh, fiery, ashy, sweet, sugary.
So basically what you want to do now is let it sit for an hour. I know that's tough because, I mean, who wants to let this delicious thing sit for an hour? But it will help soak up the sugar and kind of combine everything into one beautiful mass.
Sit for an hour?
So we're going to let it sit for an hour.
That is a long time.
And then we will enjoy it. So thanks for watching. Maybe if you want to make baklava at home, you can do different sorts of variations. You know, I have a friend who put Oreos in there. Not really my thing personally, but you could really go crazy. You could do chai spice. You could do pumpkin spice. You could do pancake spice, potato spice, whatever you feel.
At the end of the video, can I like say like bye and stuff like that? Thanks for watching, guys. Our next video will be about
Something that we like.
Our next video will be about pizza.
There you go.
There you go. You have it, folks.